can tell me what they got that time around from reading it then? Who can tell me, is it just talking about a house, or is it talking about something that happened before and then what's happening in the house afterwards? What can you tell me?
What's happened as before, and then again when other people move at this house.
Okay. So what happened to make this house do these creepy things? What happened?
What happened? Creepy things.
Right. Before the house started oozing black and the walls started bleeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Murder,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who murdered who?
Daniel murdered his family,
His entire family, right?
and he is controlled by evil.
Evil spirits. What do you call that word when someone is controlled by evil spirits?
It's bad,
Possessed.
Possessed.
Say it. Possessed.
Possessed.
Possessed by evil spirits. So, what we know, you said, this man, what's his name? Did anybody get his name down? Ronald DeFeo. Ronald DeFeo. So Ronald DeFeo did what? He
was possessed.
He was possessed, and you said he did what to his whole family?
Murder.
He murdered his whole family, right? So we have Ronald DeFeo. He's possessed by evil spirits, and he murders his whole family, right? This is the story. And then all these weird things start happening in the house when what? Other people move into the house, right? Like what? What starts happening?
If people hear different noises and black out.
Black ooze.
Ooze.
What's
Ooze.
ooze? What's ooze? Say it. Ooze. Ooze. What's ooze? If slime is like ooze, what was coming out of where? It was what color ooze?
Black.
Black ooze. So black gross slime coming out of where? Do you remember? All right, so we have black ooze. What else do we remember? What's happening with the walls? Blood. They were bleeding. The walls were bleeding. What was happening in the basement? What's the basement of a house? Underground. How that's underground, right? The lowest level of the house, right? What was happening down there?
Do you remember?
I'm going to read the paragraph again, okay? Okay. So when did Ronald DeFeo murder his family? 1974. In what month? Okay. So who can say that in a full sentence? So in November 1974,
Ronald his family.
Ronald DeFeo murdered his whole family, his entire family. What did he do to murder them? With what kind of a rifle?
75
A 35
rifle.
Marlin rifle. Marlin, it's a brand, it's a type of rifle. What did DeFeo say? He said he was
possessive.
He was possessed. Possessed, yes. So he was controlled by evil, and he heard voices, right? So what happened a year later?
Catherine and I forget his name. Catherine and her husband moved to this house 1 month ago.
And 1 month later, they moved out, right? What did they say? What did they made incredible claims. What are claims? If you claim something, you say it is what? If you claim something, you say it and you mean that it's true, right?
Yeah.
So to claim something, so they made incredible claims. So they were saying this is what's happening in this house, and it's true, and we're not lying, right? So they made incredible claims of what? Black coming from the toilets.
He died in the basement.
Hit to hell. What's hell?
It's hell
What's hell, Kim?
Hey.
What's the opposite of heaven? Is hell the opposite of heaven?
Yeah.
Some people believe that, right? So heaven is God and the sky and whatever. Where you go if you're a good person, people say. What's hell? Who lives in hell?
Bad guy.
The devil. The devil is in hell. It's the fiery pits. It's burning. It's the eternal souls. It's everybody who is bad in this life goes to hell. That's what people say, right? So they're saying, what did they have in their basement? They had, what's a pit? Pit. Say, pit. 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 They had a pit straight down to hell in their basement. Meaning a huge hole in their basement floor, a pit, a big, huge hole that went all the way down to hell in their basement. They could see hell from their basement. That's crazy, right? Crazy, crazy. What else? What else is happening? Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So that's really. So who can can we say it together? What happened? Do we have an idea of like the whole story now? What do you guys think? So in November of yeah, let's think about it. In November of 1974,
all his family.
okay, Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family.
He was controlled with evil
Spirits. He was being controlled by evil spirits, and he heard voices in his mind, right? He was the judge, so he was
sentenced for all his life
to how many?
to
6 life sentences, right? What happened next?
Later, Catherine and her husband moved in this house, and
So a year later, Kathy and George Lutz moved in. They moved after how long?
1 month
After a month, right? They made incredible claims of black ooze coming from doors blown off hinges. What are hinges? Yeah, right? The part in the door that allows it to stay on but open and close. So doors were flying off their hinges, right? Someone was kicking them off, right? Doors flying off hinges, doors being blown off hinges, unexplained teeth marks and a pit to hell in the basement. And of course, the bleeding walls, right? It was a little bit too sensational for people to believe, right? Would you guys have believed it? What do you think? Do you think that these things really happened? No? No. Why not? Why don't you believe that they happened?
I was there.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there. I don't know if it was true or false.
Okay. What do you think?